Welcome back to another video here on Anth.Tech, and in this one we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus's new camera on the back, which is dual aperture. So let's go ahead and check this out. So like I said before, we're going to be taking a look at the Galaxy S9 Plus's camera system. Now the top one is a dual aperture using f1.5, which does go to f2.4. Now the bottom one is stable at f2.4, and we're going to be comparing this camera system to the iPhone X. Now the two companies do use it a little bit differently. On the Samsung Galaxy S9, the dual aperture is going to be better for low light, and also you can use the lower camera for if you have a lot of light, like right here in the studio. Whereas Apple on the iPhone X, this is mainly used for portrait mode. So dual cameras on every smartphone can pretty much use anywhere. Now a lot of those smartphones do have like a monochrome, telephoto, wide angle, or in this case the dual aperture. And this also is the biggest camera sensor in any smartphone so far, so there's definitely a lot of ways companies can make use of two different cameras. Now in the future, many different companies are going to want to minimize that to one camera, and I think a couple of smartphones have already been doing that, which is one camera which will do portrait mode, and one camera just has the dual aperture, which the S9 is doing that. The S9 Plus does have the cool camera system if you do need two lenses. So I'm going to jump into the comparison between the photo quality of the S9 Plus and also the iPhone X. So here I've got the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus in the lilac purple color, and then here we can also see the dual camera system and also the fingerprint reader, which as you can see has moved down to the bottom. Here we can see how the dual aperture works. Now you can see when it's closed it's in the 2.4, and when it's wide open it's in the 1.5, letting more light into the sensor. Here we are now taking a look at the S9 Plus's camera app, which is default across all Samsung devices. As you can tell, it is also pretty nice looking and pretty modernized. Heading into camera settings, here we can see picture size and many other different settings. Heading into here, I have mine set to 18.5 by 9, and then also for video size, I have mine set to UHD at 60 frames per second, and it also features high efficiency video. Now as you can see, there is just a ton of more things you can add, turn on and off and change, and that's just the way Android and Samsung works. So if you like that, go ahead and dig into there. Then heading over to the Pro setting in the camera, here we have a lot of different things we can change, switching between 1.5 and 2.4. Here I'm going to change the color temperature and really just customize the image and make it look good. So here I'm going to switch the different apertures from 1.5 and 2.4. So now we can see switching to 1.5 is much brighter and 2.4 definitely is darker. So here we can see the result, and as you can tell, the top one is a bit darker, and that's because it's shot at 2.4 while the bottom one is shot at 1.5. Now the reason why the 1.5 one is so much brighter is because it is letting more light into the sensor, which allows it to be brighter. So now that one does look a lot better in my opinion compared to the 2.4. So changing up the scene, I'm going to go ahead and switch into Pro mode, and again I'm going to run through the different things I can change, like the color temperature, warm or cool, autofocus or manual focus. Then also I'm going to change the shutter speed and 1.5 to 2.4, then also ISO. So I'm going to go ahead and run this through. So once again, up at the top it is in the 2.4, then down below at 1.5. And again, the 1.5 does allow more light to hit the sensor, so that's why it appears brighter. And again, the 1.5 one, in my opinion, does appear a lot better to look at than the 2.4. But it all really depends on the look that you're going for and the shot that you're going for. So again, changing the scene, I'm going to hop into Pro mode and change like my white balance between warm or cool, autofocus or manual focus, my shutter speed, ISO, 2.4, 1.5, and that kind of stuff. Now as you can see this image, I have those lights in the background which kind of add that bokeh effect that you're really going to see where the 2.4 or 1.5 really kicks in, and also the red light I have in the background. So this is going to be a really cool shot for you guys to determine whether or not the 2.4 or 1.5 is better for your kind of shot or what you're trying to do. So taking a look at the results in the scene, up at the top we have the f2.4 and the bottom is f1.5. Now as you can tell, the one at the bottom that's in the 1.5, the lights do look like they're more bokehized, if that's really a word, but it does appear a little bit better in my opinion. And also the controller, the white and everything's more brightened, and those yellow lights in the background do have more of a bokeh look, which I prefer in this kind of shot. So that kind of just keeps you in mind of what's between 1.5 and 2.4, how that affects the bokeh and surrounding lights. So switching gears to the comparison between the S9 Plus and iPhone 10, they are both shot in auto right now because the iPhone 10 does not currently support a Pro mode. And here we can see the difference between the iPhone X and also the S9 Plus. And as you can tell, the main difference is going to be color temperature. The S9 Plus definitely is more of a cooler tone, while the iPhone X is looking more warmer. But also, if you take a look at that red light in the background, the iPhone X has more of that detail, while the S9 Plus got blown out. So now changing the scene between the comparison, here we got the iPhone 10, then here we got the S9 Plus. Now at separate glance, they do look about the same, but when I put them together, you can really see the differences. And as you can tell, the iPhone 10 does appear to be warmer, while the S9 Plus does appear to be cooler and more true to life. So it really depends on the scene that you're doing and how everything is laid out. So taking a look at the results between this scene, up at the top we have the iPhone X, and down at the bottom we have the S9 Plus. And just a straight up difference that pretty much anyone can notice, the iPhone X does appear to be a little bit warmer, while the S9 Plus is a little bit cooler. And also one more thing to note, like I said in the last scene, the iPhone X does contain more detail in a light strip behind my desk, while the S9 Plus is a little bit washed out. So here is just another comparison between the S9 Plus and iPhone X. Now when it comes to coloring, they are very much different. So taking a look at the end results, up at the top we have the iPhone X, down at the bottom we have the S9 Plus. Now in this case, the S9 Plus does appear to be a little bit warmer, while the iPhone X is a tad bit cooler. Now if you take a look at the wood grain and the railing, the iPhone X does appear to be a lot darker, while the S9 Plus is more true to life and a little bit lighter. Here's another comparison shot between the iPhone X and the S9 Plus. And again, coloring here is a big difference that we can notice, especially taking a look at that window on the outside. So here's just a quick comparison between the two, and as we can tell, the one on the iPhone X and S9 Plus, the railings and the white part do look identical. If you take a look at the window, the S9 Plus is much more clear, while the iPhone X does have some grain and fuzziness. So here's just a last quick comparison. Up at the top we have the iPhone X, down at the bottom we have the S9 Plus. And as you can tell, the color differencing between warm or cool is really almost identical, and it almost looks like the same shot if you weren't looking closely. But down in the mulch, we can see the S9 Plus sort of looks like a big blob, while the iPhone X you can really decipher the wood grain in the mulch. Okay, that was going to wrap up the camera review of the S9 Plus and also comparison with the iPhone 10. Hope this video did help you guys out in making a decision whether which phone you want to get, either the S9 Plus or the iPhone 10. Both these phones will be down below, you go and check them out. They'll take you into Verizon.com's website, so you're going to check out both these phones. If you did find this video useful, don't forget to drop a like on this video down below, and don't forget to comment. And also don't forget to share this video, as it also really helps out. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do that, as it also really helps out. Also don't forget to hit that bell notification, that we don't miss out when a new video does go live. Also don't forget to check out my Twitter, which is at Anth.Tech YT. And also don't forget to check out the Anth.Tech premium subscriber portal, which you can get right now on my website. Use code YouTube, that will get you your first month for free, which is $2 of value. So again, do that while you can, as the codes are limited. And to wrap up the video, and as always, stay classy.